All right, let's do it. So, hey guys, I'm Siddharth Mario on Desi Developer, back with another video. So, I have built an application in like 2 days. So this is the application I have made. Uh, what did this help you does is you can quickly create a QR for any purpose. So let's say I have this URL for desidev.shop and I want to I can also add a logo in the middle of the QR. Then I can select a color. Let's quickly create a QR for URL. This is my newly generated QR, and if I scan it, it will give me a link to desidev.shop, which is our official merch, so you can get pretty cool t-shirts and hoodies from there. So do check it out. What you can do now is you can change colors. You can also do like PNG style QR code. So there are a lot of options that you can do. Once created, you can download that QR code from this button and that should work. So what you can do with QRmaker is you can easily create QR codes. You can create it for URL, you can create it for text, you can create it for Wi-Fi, even for hidden networks. On top of that, you can add logos and you can choose your brand colors. That is what I have built. Now let's come back to the topic of this video. So currently there is a problem with this website. So if you look at this this URL, currently it has a numeric ID, and all the QR codes that have been created before this one, anybody can access them. So if I do go one step back and type in 10, I can get the previous one that the previous user created. And similarly, if I keep reducing the ID, so there are chances we can expose some sensitive data in form of QRs, and anybody can access it. For example, if I type in 8, I can get previous QR code. So we need a way to secure our URLs so that only person who has created the QR code can access it. Because it's a public website, it doesn't really have any user authentication, so we can't really add login and other kind of stuff to secure our website. So what I will try to do is create a secure random token for all this QR codes. So whenever we will create a QR code, instead of ID, we will pass this secure random code to access it. And that is the code that users will get in their email as well when they download it. The secure random token will be harder to guess, so it will make our application more secure. Let's do it. So this app is built on Ruby on Rails. Let's jump into the code. Let me run this locally first. All right, it's now running on localhost 3000. Let me open it. Localhost 3000. So we have this app running locally now. What we want to do is like whenever someone creates a QR code, this ID should not be accessible by anyone else other than who has created it or who knows the exact URL. So we need to make it difficult for people to just guess the ID. Because I'm using Rails 7.1, there is very interesting thing that Rails has introduced for such cases, which is generate token for let's open this one. So we have a method called generate token for, and we can use it, grab this code and go to our application, into our models, QR code. So here is the model that is responsible for creating QR code. I will simply add it, generates QR code for, let's say, security token. And after that, all we need to do is, there is no need to rerun the application, but yeah, let me create a new QR code and I will say this is desidev.shop, create a new QR code. So this QR code has ID 1 So if I go to console, Rails C and QR code dot last. So now what we can do is QR code dot last dot generate token for and do security token. So it will give us a secure token for our QR code, and moving forward we can fetch QR code dot find by token for and can say security token, and we can pass in that token to fetch the QR code. So even if one digit or one character is different, we won't be able to find the QR code. We will add this token to our URL so that our URL becomes secure, and only the person who has the URL can access the pre-saved QR codes. So to do that, let's move into QR code controller, and when we create a new QR code, so all we need to do is where in before actions at QR code, we need to set it by we need to find it by token for and security token and params.id. And what else? We need to, wherever we are redirecting, like for example, after creating, we need to generate QR code for security token, and let's try this. Google.com create QR code. So as you can see, in our URL now we have a proper token that instead of ID. If we add ID, we will get an error. Only if you have a valid token, you will be able to access any QR code. And it's not like you can change it to 5 and you can access anything else. So in short, we have made it more difficult to predict IDs for other QR codes. So as long as you have this particular token, you will be able to modify and access your QR code. But if you don't have this specific URL, you won't be able to guess what other URLs would look like by just increasing or decreasing any numbers. So in return, it made our app a bit more secure. Similarly, we need to update this generates token for to all the places where we redirect. So let me do that real quick. All right, I have made all the changes needed to make it work locally and with Stripe on test mode. Let's create a new QR code and test it and test downloading the paid version with Stripe Sandbox account. So let me just quickly add my test details here. This should redirect us to our application. All right. So now a payment successful, an email has an email has been sent to Sajala Dev with the QR code. So I think we are pretty good. Now we should be able to download Hiras without paying, which is without watermark as well. And we should have an email. We have a payment successful. Thank you for your payment. Your transaction has been completed. Your generated QR code has been attached with this email. So if I click on this email and open it in a new tab, you can see there is a secure token, and we can access that QR code, and you can still download it without paying. You can also change colors and still download it without paying. So that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video. This is how I extend my existing products. These kind of projects help me stay up to date with the tech stack. specifically Ruby on Rails and Ruby. We'll see you in another video. Allah Hafiz.